Hey, we're back once again. This time like a week later since I recorded the first 3. I don't know. All I know is, hey, my AC just kicked up. All I know is that it's been long enough that when I went to the Pokédex, I forgot that I rated all of the legendaries from Gen 3, but I went over the audio and I did rate them, so we're still good to go for Gen 4. So hey, here it is, Gen 4, Sinnoh. This is my favorite generation, easily. This is the generation I remember playing the most as a kid, actual kid, not like high school years. That was mainly X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I had Alpha Sapphire because I like Kyogre. So let's get to Sinnoh. It's a good generation. I'm very tired, by the way. I have been. I'm on a terrible sleep schedule. 387. Let's do this. Turtwig, cute little turtle. I'm not sure if his line is my favorite from Gen 4 or if the water boy that's coming up is. So we'll give him a solid start. We'll give Turtwig a 7.2 out of 10. Cute boy. Grotle, turtle with bushes on his back. He's kind of funny. I remember Grotle from the anime. I never really cared about him all that much though. Very much has a second stage syndrome for me. So we'll give Grotle like a 6. We'll give him a 6. Torterra. Yeah, this is a cool Pokemon. Torterra's frig frackin' cool. He kind of sucks, but he's cool, and that's the important thing. So we'll give him a 6.5. Chimchar. It's a monkey. I hate it. 1. Same thing for Monferno and Infernape. They all get 1s. I hate monkeys. Genuinely awful. On top of the fact that he is a monkey, Infernape is also his general design is based off of Sun Wukong, which is the most overplayed, oversaturated character from Journey of the West ever. So many games, including League of Legends and Warframe, have a character that is either Wukong or based off of Wukong. And Infernape perpetuates the stigma that if you need a monkey character in your game, you're gonna base it off of Sun Wukong, and I hate him. So I would like to change my score for specifically Infernape and bring him down to a 0.1 out of 10 as opposed to the 1 out of 10. He gets a 10th of the score as his other evolutions. I hate Infernape. Also, he learns close combat upon evolving, which is kind of fucked up. That's kind of really fucked up that he learns fucking close combat upon evolving. That is ridiculous. I think it's a 120 power fighting move, which he gets stabbed with, and he learns that upon evolving. Just for context, fucking close combat is the kind of move that you learn as one of the last moves in your learn set. Zeraora learns close combat at level 96, I think. That's absurd, and he learns it upon evolving. That might be different. That might be different from outside of Gen 4. But I distinctly remember him getting close combat really early on, and me spamming that because the first Pokemon I started with when I first played Gen 4 was Chimchar, because I saw him in the anime and I thought he was kind of funny monkey. Either way, I hate Infernape. He's a dumb monkey. He's based off of an oversaturated character, and he learns close combat way too soon. That was ridiculous. So yeah, 0.1 out of 10 for Infernape. Piplup, however, is a good boy. He's a good friend. You'd want to hang out with Piplup. Piplup's a cutie, and Piplup was Dawn's partner in the anime. And when I was young, I had a super huge crush on Dawn because she's super cute, and I still think she's super cute. So because I like Dawn, I like Piplup. So Piplup gets a 7 out of 10, and Dawn gets a 10 out of 10 for being best child crush waifu. Misty is overrated. Prinplup, middle stage syndrome, but I still like him, so we'll give him a 6. Empoleon, very cool Pokemon with very cool typing. We'll give him a 6.9. Nice. Starly, it's a bird, so I like it. Of the regional birds, Starly specifically, I'm not crazy about, so we'll give him a 5.1, just a little bit higher than middle of the road. Staravia, around the same really, 5.2 because it's bigger. Staraptor though, Edgebird. I'm a fan of Edgebird. Edgebird also learns close combat upon evolving. Actually, now that I think about it, Infernape might learn it soon after evolving, or he might also learn it upon evolving as well. But I know for a fact Staraptor learns close combat upon evolving, which I find a little bit weird. It's a little strange that Staraptor learns close combat, a fighting move, when flying is good against fighting, and it's normal flying, not fighting flying. I feel like the original plan for Staraptor was to make it fighting flying, but they were like, no, that's a weird type combo. We won't do that, and we're not gonna make Hawlucha in the literal next generation. So it's a little weird. It's a little weird that Staraptor learns close combat at all, much less upon evolving. But it's a cool Pokemon. I like his head shape. I like his red dyed hair stripe. I like his talons, they're cool. We'll give Staraptor like a 7.1. Bidoof, meme beaver. Everybody knows meme beaver. Even though I don't like Bidoof all that much, I feel like I would get crucified if I did not give him a 10 out of 10 purely for the meme. Barrel, everyone's favorite HM slave. I'm so sorry for your learn set, my guy, but you were, the game was rigged from the start for you, my guy. Hold on, how many HMs are there? All right, the immediate result for how many HMs is 8. So we'll give Barrel an 8 out of 10 because there's 8 HMs, or there used to be before they killed that idea. Cricketot, it's a cricket tater tot, and no one can tell me otherwise. That is what it is. It is a cricket whose body is a tater tot, and it's adorable and it's funny. It's got a funny coat, funny cricket tater tot. We'll give Cricketot a 7 out of 10. Kricketune easily has the best cry, second best cry in Pokemon history. Play that right now. It's wonderful. I love him. He's fucking terrible. He's an awful Pokemon. Genuinely terrible Pokemon. But I love him. I used him when I was playing through Gen 4. He got his ass kicked, but I loved him all the same. So we'll give Kricketune a fucking 7 out of 10 because he has around a 7% chance of survival if you ever throw him out into a battle. Jinx, tiny Lynx. It's adorable. Love it. 7 out of 10. Luxio. Always thought he looked kind of weird. He's got the neck fluff that, the like chin cheek fluff that Lynx have, but it's like curved up and weird. I don't know. I never really liked the look of Luxio. He has second stage syndrome, but more so on the bad side, where I like him less than Jinx, like considerably. So we'll give him like a 5, a 4.9 even. Luxray, however, very cool, awesome Pokemon. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I would have given Luxray a 9, but for literally my entire life up until recently, I thought he was electric dark. He is electric, mono electric, no dark. Small baby brain just saw, oh, he's mostly black, so he must be dark type. He's not. He's mono electric. The fact that he can learn both bite and crunch did not help my baby brain. So this entire time I was unaware that Luxray was mono electric. And when I mean this entire time, I mean when earlier, like not even a month ago, I was doing a randomizer of Pokemon X. I picked up Luxray and I noticed that I didn't take extra damage from a fighting type move, and I got really confused. And I was like, isn't Luxray electric dark? And the other people I was in a call with were like, no, he's mono electric. And I looked it up and he's mono electric. So my entire worldview got rocked. This is a fucking tangent. Luxray's cool. We'll give him an 8 out of 10. Badoo. I always thought his face is weird. It just looks kind of dumb. Fucking like 4. Roserade, however, the first of the Gen 4 evolutions. I like Roserade. Roserade's cool. We'll give her like a 7.3 out of 10. Craniados. I like Craniados and I like Rampardos. However, I have one complaint about them, both of them, and that is they are not rock fighting. We'll rate Craniados a 6 out of 10. He's cute, but he looks like a little weird with his giant head. Would have gotten a 7 if he was rock fighting, and as I get to Rampardos, I will explain why they should be rock fighting. So they are one of the 2 fossil Pokemon in Gen 4, the other ones being Shieldon, Bastiodon, and they are based off of the Pachycephalosaurus, alternatively the Draco X. They're both in the same like general idea of the bipedal head buddy boys, those kind of dinosaurs. Very cool dinosaurs, one of my favorites, specifically the Draco X, because it has Draco in the name. Its genus, its name means King of Dragons, or King of the Dragons, or Dragon King. That's awesome. The Draco X is one of my favorite dinosaurs because of that. However, they are known, or we assume, that very similar to deer and other horned creatures of our modern day, the males would fight, and they would do this to see like, hey, I'm gonna be the one who mates with the female Draco X. And fighting is a very integral part of their like society, of the Draco X and Pachycephalosaurus society. Try to say that 10 times fast. So I would argue that instead of mono rock, Rampardos should be rock fighting, because he is the fossilized remains of a species of dinosaur that was known for fighting amongst its own species and being very territorial and aggressive. If not rock fighting, I would say rock dark, and really drive home the fact that Rampardos, specifically Rampardos, is aggressive and territorial as hell. So mono rock doesn't really just make a whole lot of sense to me. Rock fighting would make a lot more sense, especially given that its counterpart is Shieldon and Bastiodon, which are rock steel. But But Rampardos is very cool, based off of the Draco X. Awesome dinosaur. We'll give him a 7.5. I fucked up the 5, so we'll give him a 7.6 out of 10 because that was easier to say. Shieldon, little dinosaur dude. Nothing to complain about. He's got a little snoot. He's cute, and I like him. We'll give him like a 6.5 out of 10. Bastiodon, very cool Pokemon with a very cool cry. I'm a fan of Bastiodon. We'll give him like a 6.7. 6.7, that seems right. Weird that the fossil Pokemon are before the regional bug of Gen 4 in the Pokedex. 408 Cranidos, then Rampardos, Shieldon, 411 Bastiodon, and then Burmy. That seems real strange. Burmy's funny. I've never used Burmy in my life, so 5. He's funny, but I don't like really care about him all that much. Wormadam's more of the same. It's kind of it's just a bigger Burmy, so it's gonna be a 5. Mothim of the Moth Pokemon might be my least favorite. His face is so weird. Why do you look like that? We'll give Mothim a 4. Combee, however, very cute. That's so strange. I thought Combee was Gen 3. Huh. Wow. Combee and Vespiquen are 2 of my favorite Pokemon. That's my phone. And yet, here I am thinking that it was Gen 3 and not Gen 4, which is my favorite generation. Either way, Combee is great. I like the whole gimmick of the females being really rare because they're the only ones that can evolve. Combee's great. We'll give it a 7 out of 10. Then Vespiquen, one of my favorite Pokemon. She is number 21 on my top 100 list. She's really high up. I love her. And I hate that they took away Heal Order from her in Gen 8. I don't understand why they did that if they let her still have Attack and Defend Order. Why did you get rid of her 3rd signature move? That is AIDS, as like one of the only complaints I have about Gen 8. However, Vespiquen in and of herself, very cool Pokemon. I like bees. Bees are homies. And I like queen bees. I like queen bugs. I like the idea of a queen bug. The bigger, like, I control all of you with pheromones because I make the babies and whatnot. Vespiquen's cool. I really like Vespiquen. We'll give her we'll give her an 8.2 out of 10. Love her. Pachirisu. It's another Pikachu ripoff, but of the Pikachu ripoffs, it's the most distinctly different, I would say, because it's a squirrel instead of a rat or a rat adjacent thing. I'm not crazy about squirrels because they're fucking stupid. They're like really, really stupid, and they chew on power lines and they die while taking out your power. I really am not a fan of squirrels. And now that I think about it, this is an electric type squirrel, which is really funny now that they bring up the fact that they chew on power lines and kill themselves because of it. So with that funny thought in mind about this electric type squirrel, and also that it was another one of Dawn's partners, we'll give it like a 6.2, I guess. That's the highest rating I'll give for a Pikachu ripoff. Weavile is a good boy. I can't not like Weavile. Weasel's heckin' cute. I love him. He's adorable. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. Floatzel. It's just a bigger Weavile. And while I use that against people, or against Pokemon for being like, oh, it's just a bigger version of the other one, who cares? Floatzel I'm fine with, because Weavile was perfect already. So we'll also give Floatzel a 7 out of 10. Cherubi. I like cherries. They're good. Cherubi's really a nothing Pokemon though. So we'll give it like a 4, slightly less than average. Cherim though is slightly more interesting. It has 2 forms based on whether or not you have Sunny Day active or not, and it learns Sunny Day upon evolving. Cherim's kind of cool. I like where it's all like tucked up and like hidden away when the sun isn't out, and then when the sun comes up, look, I'm dancing all over the place. I do that little hop animation. Cherim's kind of funny. It's kind of cute. I'll give Cherim like a 6.1 out of 10. That seems fair. Shellos. It's cute. It's a little sea slug. I find it fine. Really middle of the ground. Don't hate it. Don't love it. It's kind of here, but it's cute. So I'll give it like a 5.2. Gastrodon. More of the same, but better, bigger, different, slightly different, but it's not too different, but not too similar. Gastrodon is a good evolution. It's also a good evolution. It's a good Pokemon. It's a genuinely like competitively viable Pokemon. Which I find really funny with the fact that it's a sea slug. You never really put too much like stake in sea slugs because they're slugs, but they're underwater, so who cares? Gastrodon gets like a 6.5. I actually like Gastrodon. Ambipom is terrible. It's the evolution of a monkey that I already didn't like, and then it looks like that. So I can't even remember what I gave Ambipom, but we'll give it the same score that I gave him for an 8.1 out of 10. genuinely terrible Pokemon. Drifloon. It's cute. It, however, steals kids. But if you look past that, Drifloon is just a cute little ghost balloon. And it just floats along and it's like Drifloon. And I like Drifloon. Drifloon and Drifblim having Aftermath though is absolutely obnoxious, and I hate the Aftermath ability. But I'm sure if that Aftermath was on my side and I was in a Pokemon battle, I'd be singing a different song about Aftermath. But I don't commonly use Drifblim in my team, though I might start doing that. Drifloon gets a 6.5 out of 10 and Drifblim gets a 6.7 out of 10. Buneary. It's a very cute bunny. It's a little itty bitty bunny, and it's also another one of Dawn's partners. Ha, I'm biased. However, of the recent few days, I have no idea why, but I've been on a bunny kick. Like, specifically just actual, like, little bunnies. Like, the actual animal bunnies and rabbits and whatnot. I've always been kind of like, they're cute. I don't really care, though. But for some reason, these past few days, I've been getting really into bunnies, and I've been wanting a bunny. Though we can't have a bunny here because we have dogs, and it would die immediately. And also, bunnies are a lot of work to get them to trust you and stop freaking out anytime you get near them. So I'll probably end up getting a bunny whenever I move out and, you know, have the money to sustain keeping a bunny alive and happy. But I'm starting to really like bunnies, and Buneary's a bunny, and it's adorable. So we'll give Buneary a 7.1 out of 10. Lopunny now. Lopunny. I just find it funny that Lopunny is genuinely inspired by, like, bunny girls and Playboy bunnies. That's genuinely its inspiration, and that's in a children's game. Mind you, she doesn't have the hourglass shape typically attributed to said bunny girls and whatnot. However, when she has her hands up in front of her chest, it does kind of look like she does with her little cuffs, her floof cuffs. And it's just a little bit strange. I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. It's just a little bit strange that they would put something like her in a kid's game, and I imagine a lot of kids who grew up playing Gen 4 have probably turned out to be furries, myself included. So Lopunny being, I think she's like the original fur-bait Pokemon, so I only feel right giving her a 6.21 out of 10. If you know, you know. Mismagius in my top 10 favorite Pokemon. I love Mismagius. Looking at my top 100 list, which I have up beforehand, and I didn't have to pull it up during recording, she is 6th place for my favorite Pokemon. So let's see, that would put her at a 9.6 out of 10. Wow, let's see, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, 9.5, because then you would be 10, you would be 9.9, then 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, 9.5. We did math. It took me a second, but we got there. Mismagius is a 9.5 out of 10. Honchkrow is also cool. Dark flying type. It's a bird. I like it. It's a crow. I like it even more because crows are super smart, and I find that cool. And you can make friends with crows, and they will remember your face specifically because they're smart, and they'll treat you nice because you treated them nice. If you make it, fucking crows are one of the birds that is easiest to make friends with because all you have to do is like, hey, look, I got food for you. You want this? And they're like, oh, cool, thanks. And if they give you the chance, you can like pet them, give them those chin scratches, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a crow and I like this. And also make sure to wash your hands if you ever touch a wild animal, by the way, just general rule of thumb for any wild animal. Also, if like they get like stuck in like brambles or something and can't get out, you can help them out like that, and they realize after you put them down or you're holding them gently that you're not going to eat them or anything, and you are saving them from whatever they're trapped in, and they'll remember your face and they'll treat you nice and they'll hang around your house. Crows are great birds. Crows, ravens, most corvids are great birds because they're really heckin' smart. I unconditionally love any and every corvid, especially crows and ravens. So Honchkrow follows suit. He is in my top 100. He's not as high up as Mismagius, but he is in my top 100 just because he's a crow. So we'll give him like a 7.3 out of 10. Crows are great birds. Glamio is a cute cat. I like Glamio. I'm quite a fan of Glamio. However, she is not in my top 100, and I cannot like her any more than I do purely because of her evolution. So we'll give her a 6 out of 10, and then we'll go to her evolution. Oh, the things that went wrong. You went from a genuinely cute, likable cat to a fat, disgusting, fucking Tom and Jerry antagonist looking ass, fucking fat ass house cat. My cat is fat. I have a fat house cat. She's not as fat as she was a couple days ago because, you know, I've been helping owner with that. But I have experience in owning fat house cats, and they don't look fucking repulsive like Purugly does. It is one of my most disappointing evolutions ever, so I feel only right giving Purugly a 1 out of 10. Oh my god. Chingling is cute. It's a pre-evolution to Chimecho that was introduced in Gen 4 as opposed to being an evolution that was introduced in Gen 4. It's one of the few. I think there's like 4, maybe 5? I don't know. Chingling's cute. Chimecho is just kind of the Pokemon I don't really care about though, so Chingling's around the same, but it's considerably cuter. So whatever I rated Chimecho +1. Stunky. It's a skunk. Skunks are cute. However, Stunky is a little bit weird with the fact that its face is a butt, so we'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Because I would give it a 6 because I like skunks, but then its face is a butt, so it brings it down a point. So 5 out of 10. Skuntank. There you go. This is a better skunk. It doesn't have the butt. Well, it kind of has the butt face, but it just looks like fat cat gels. So it's like a cat skunk. And I never really thought about it in the Gen 4 games because, you know, they weren't animated or properly animated like Gen 5 onward were. But its tail opens up and it shoots gas out and like poison stuff and like gunk shot from that. So it's literally a skunk tank. It's a skunk tank, which is kind of cool and also kind of weird that its tail opens. But I still like it. It's poison dark. It's my 3rd and 2nd favorite type. So I feel pretty comfortable giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Bronzor. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I don't necessarily like Bronzor, but I don't hate Bronzor. So it's another good example of a 5 out of 10. Bronzong, however, I quite like quite a lot. He's got a cool cry sound, and he's steel psychic, much like its pre-evolution. He's a bell. He's a big psychic bell, and he's based off of a story of like this chick who's like, oh, I have this bronze mirror, and I'm really vain and whatnot, and for whatever reason, people want me to smelt it down and make a bell, or someone threatened to smelt it down and make it a bell, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm just gonna kill myself. I don't know. You can look it up. I'm sure it's on Bronzong's wiki page, or there's probably a video about it. It's a really weird story, but it's based off of a story, and that's why he's a bronze bell, which is kind of cool. So I'll give him like a 7 out of 10. Bonsley. He's the pre-evolution to Sudowoodo. He's a bonsai tree, and because I like Sudowoodo, I like Bonsley. So we'll give Bonsley a 6.8 out of 10. Fucking. I don't understand why they keep giving Mr. Mime things. Like, they gave him a pretty significant role. Well, not significant, but a pretty memorable role in the anime as being, like, Ash's mom's caretaker, I guess, or just, like, housemate. And then they proceeded to give him a pre-evolution in Gen 4, and then a Galarian form, and an evolution in Gen 8. They really need to stop giving Mr. Mime things. It's such a stupid, creepy Pokemon, and not in the cool, creepy way like Bennett or Mimikyu. Like the creepy, like, I'm going to touch your kids while they sleep kind of creepy. It's a fucking weird Pokemon. It's a creepy Pokemon. I don't like it. I don't like anything to do with it. Mime Jr. gets a 1 out of 10. Happiny is a nothing Pokemon. It's a nothing pre-evolution to a nothing Pokemon, so it gets a 0 out of 10 because it's nothing. Chatot is a gimmick Pokemon. He purely exists to make sure that the Gen 4 games took full advantage of everything that the DS had over the Game Boys, including the microphone, and you could make it say "come" at the top of its voice every time it came out. Outside of that, it's a really basic, kind of worthless Pokemon, so we'll give it like a 4 out of 10. Spiritomb, I always thought was a legendary or mythic, but it's just a really unique, special Pokemon that you can get, and you need the odd keystone to get ever. And it's also got the benefit of being Ghost Dark type and not Sableye, so you actually have an alternative to using Ghost Dark type, and you don't have to use Sableye, which is great, because Sableye is stupid, and Spiritomb is cool, and it feels like a mythic or legendary Pokemon just because of the weird circumstances you need to go through to get it in every game it's in. So, Spiritomb, for being the better Sableye and being a really unique Pokemon, he's gonna get a 6.6 out of 10. Gibble is adorable. It's the little shark nugget. He's gonna munch your face. I like him. 7 out of 10. Gabite. This is a good middle stage. He looks like the baby stage, and he looks like the final evolution, and he doesn't look stupid. Gabite's great. 7.1 out of 10. Garchomp, the original bona fide badass. This was the first Pokemon for me that I was like, this is a badass Pokemon. I love this guy, and I used him constantly in Gen 4. Every time I play Gen 4, I have a Garchomp. Every time. Garchomp is an an awesome Pokemon, and his Mega is even cooler. So Garchomp gets a fucking, like, I don't think, he might not be in my top 100. I actually don't see him. Oh, nope, there he is. He's right next to Carbink and Staraptor. So we'll give him, fucking Garchomp's a badass, so we'll give him an 8.5. That doesn't make sense for the other ratings I gave for Pokemon in my top 100 that aren't in the top 10, but I'm giving an 8.5 just because he deserves it. It's a fucking awesome Pokemon. Munchlax is objectively superior to Snorlax in every way, other than stats. Munchlax is adorable. He's a great pre-evolution, and his sound in the anime or anytime it's not using his in-game cry is just munch, and that's adorable. I love Munchlax, and he gets a 7 out of 10. Riolu, very good. It's a very good baby stage. I really like Riolu. Anytime I see a Riolu, I want to go like, oh, friend, and pick him up and hold him and like take him places and show him like, this is my house and whatnot. I want to take Riolu places. I want him to be my friend, which is pretty fitting for how he evolves. So we'll give Riolu a 7 out of 10. Lucario, wow, both of the like primary fur-bait Pokemon are from Gen 4. Good job, Gen 4. Lucario's fine. His movie was really cool. It's the Pokemon movie I remember the most fondly. I do feel at this point he's a little bit overrated, although his typing is pretty sweet and his Mega pretty heckin' strong, and his Mega's probably strong purely because of his prominent role in the movie and the fact that he's a fan favorite Pokemon at this point. Lucario's cool. Honestly, I like Riolu more, so we'll give Lucario a 6.9 out of 10. Nice. Hippopotas. I hate its name and I don't like hippos, but it's kind of funny looking, so we'll give him like a 2 instead of a 1. Hippowdon. It's a hippo and it shoots sand out of its pores. Giant pores. It sweats sand. That's canon. I don't like it. 1 out of 10. Scorpy. It's a scorpion, and scorpions are cool. Scorpions are one of the bugs that don't trigger my arachna or entomophobia. I guess because they don't have the typical like body shape of bug. They got those big pincers and the long tail. So I like scorpions. Scorpions are really cool, and Scorpy is all the same. It's a cool Pokemon. Little scorpion dude. I like him. 6.7 out of 10. Drapion. Now, I like Drapion. Once again, Poison Dark, 2 of my favorite types. Number 2 and number 3 put together, or number 3 and number 2 for Poison and Dark. However, I will always have a slight, like, there's always a little bit of a downside anytime I think about Drapion, because I think back to my first playthrough of Gen 4. I had a level 81 Drapion that I just had in my team constantly, and I can't remember why, but I was toying around with the GTS, and I was like, oh, what would happen if I put my Drapion in there for like a Giratina or something? And I put him in there and was like, oh no, what if someone actually, I don't want to lose my Drapion even for a Giratina. So I tried to take him out, and then I lost connection to the internet while I was taking him out of the GTS, and my level 81 Drapion that I love so much just got lost to cyberspace forever, and I was devastated. So while I like Drapion, every time I think about him, I think about my level 81 Drapion that I lost in the GTS when I was like 12, and I feel genuinely terrible, and I miss him, even though I can't like transfer him anymore because Pokemon Home is stupid. So we'll give Drapion like a 7.1 out of 10 instead of like a 7.5, just because it makes me feel bad. Krogunk. I don't like his face. Like 4. Toxicroak. It's a cool Pokemon. Poison fighting. His face is a little weird though, so we'll give him like a 5. Carnivine. I like him. It's based off of carnivorous plant. Carnivorous plants are heckin' cool. It's like fucking noises he made in the anime with like Carnivine. That's how I remember him talking. Like, I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen the Gen 4 anime, but I'm pretty sure he sounded like Carnivine, and that I always find that funny. And also he munched on James' head just like Victory Bell did in the first series. So that's pretty funny. I like Carnivine. 7 out of 10. Now, if you were to ask me for an example, like the best example of a nothing Pokemon, for a while I would probably say Finneon, just because it's kind of a fish. However, I have been recently coming around to it a little bit, just because it's kind of cute. It's got like butterfly tail. It's alright. I still don't really care though, but since it's still kind of a nothing Pokemon, but it's a little bit unique, I guess. I'm not gonna use it or its evolution ever, I don't think, so we'll give it like a 4. Lumineon, also gonna get a 4, just because it's like the evolution of Finneon. Mantike, God, I don't care, like 5. Snover, he's a funny little tree dude. I'm a fan of Snover, so we'll give Snover like a 6.5. He's funny. Abomasnow, almost every time I go to say his name, I end up saying Abomasnow, because people have ruined Abomasnow's name for me. Well, not people, just the internet in general. Abomasnow's cool. His typing blows, but his Mega's cool, so we'll give him like a 6.6. Yes. Good. If you watched the Johto video, you'll remember that I mentioned that Sneasel was the pre-evolution to my absolute favorite Pokemon, and for a while was my favorite Pokemon, and I gave it a 9.9 out of 10. And if you played Gen 4, or if you know Pokemon at all, you know that Sneasel evolves into Weavile, which means if you follow that trend, that means Weavile is my absolute favorite Pokemon. He's so cool. He is my top 2 favorite types, Ice being my favorite, Dark being my second favorite, which is a perfect typing for me, even though you get absolutely shit rocked by fighting type, but I love Weavile. He's super cool, and Weavile are super smart too. They have their own like written language. That's so cool. Weavile's awesome, which is God, I love him. He's fast. He's fast as shit. I'm actually gonna amend that comment of him being fast. He's not fast. He is fast as shit, and I love it. And his attack stat is nothing to like wave a stick at. His special attack is kind of meh, which is a little butts for ice type, but he gets stabbed with Night Slash and Ice Punch. That's pretty sweet. I like Weavile. Weavile is, because he's my favorite Pokemon, he's the only Pokemon that I can give an unironic 10 out of 10. There is nothing I dislike about Weavile. Weavile is awesome. So let it be known right here now, Weavile, I will say it again for the people in the back, Weavile is my absolute favorite Pokemon. I have no complaints about him. He should get a Mega when it comes back, or if it comes back, and it should come back, and he gets an unironic, fully truthful 10 out of 10. I love Weavile. We're gonna keep the trend going of cool Gen 4 evolutions with Magnezone. He's cool. He's a really cool Pokemon. You took the cute little Magnet dude and you gave him 2 friends, and then you give him you level him up in Mount Coronet, and they like fuse together into this big magnet dude, and he's a genuinely really good Pokemon as well. Magnezone is super cool. I like him. He's also in my top 100, so we'll give him to like an 8 out of 10. He's a cool Pokemon. Licky. And he's weird. He's weird just like his pre-evolution, and he's got a bib now. He's like a hungry, like fat, fancy dude. I'm not crazy about Licky. I don't hate him like most people do. I just don't really care. So 5. Rhyperior. This is another variation in the popular opinion. Most people don't like Rhyperior. Most people say that Rhydon is just better. Which, if you take a Rhydon and you give him the Eeveeolite, his defense stats are better than Rhyperior's, which is fair. But that gives the opportunity for people who don't like Rhyperior to still use Rhydon and not miss out on much. However, I like Rhyperior. I think he's cool. I like his color combination. I like his like rock cannon arms. I think he's cool. We'll give him a 7 out of 10 just because, you know, he deserves more love. I like Rhyperior. Rhydon's cool, but I like Rhyperior. Tangrowth. He's funny. He's so funny. In the new Pokemon Snap game, all of his pictures, all of the pictures you take of him are like exactly the same, and I love it. It's so fucking funny. Tangrowth isn't in my top 100. He's not even a Pokemon I think about all that much, but every time I get to Tangrowth, I just smile because he's a funny Pokemon. He makes me happy. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. Electivire. Pretty fucking cool. It's genuine, like, fucking over 150% upgrade from Electabuzz. You took a weird, I'm not even sure what to call Electabuzz, but he's weird, and he's a dude, and he's a weird dude, weird electric dude, and then you evolve him, and he becomes a badass electric dude who is super fucking good. He's like a special attack. Is he like a special? I'm pretty sure his special and physical attack are both really high. Let me check Bulbapedia. Okay, correction. He is a physical attack sweeper. I thought he was a special attack sweeper because he's electric type. His special attack is still 95, which is still pretty decent, but his physical attack is 123, and he gets stabbed with Thunder Punch. Fucking, you don't fuck around with Electivire. He's a cool Pokemon. He's a good Pokemon. I really like him. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. Meg Mortar. Another unpopular opinion. I really like Meg Mortar. I think he's a good upgrade from Magmar. I think the biggest problem that people have with Meg Mortar is his mouth area, because they don't remember that he's a duck, so they just see those as lips. When they're not lips, that's a beak, that's a bill, that's a duck bill. He's a fire duck, just like Meg Mortar and Magby. They're all ducks. So because of that, I don't really see all the problems with Meg Mortar. I think it's just because people see his bill as lips, and he's I will admit, when you see those as lips, they're a lot less endearing. But Meg Mortar's cool. I like his gun arm. I think that's pretty sweet. And with the fact that I remember that he's a duck and that's a bill and it's not lips, so it's not weird, I like him. He's cool. We'll give him a 7 out of 10 with Electivire. Togekiss. I think I explained when I was reviewing Togekiss and Togetic that I don't like them because they're supposed to be birds and they're just fucking not. So seeing as how this is a bird, and they took away the beak and they took away the talons, and it doesn't look like a bird. It's a bird with all of the things that I like about birds taken away. So seeing as how he has 0 of the things that I like about birds, we'll give Togekiss a 0 out of 10. Ooh, seems pretty fitting. Yanmega, however, very cool Pokemon. I am quite a fan of Yanmega. It's a super cool Pokemon, and if memory serves, you evolve him by teaching him ancient power and then leveling him up, because he reverts to the Meganura, I believe, is the giant dragonflies of yesteryear. Yeah, look at me knowing stuff. So despite dragonflies being like terrifying up close and one of the bugs that triggers my entomophobia the most, I love dragonflies. They're such a cool fucking animal. And the Meganura is even cooler because it's a giant dragonfly. It doesn't exist anymore, but it's cool, and that's what Yanmega is based off of. It is a fossil Pokemon that isn't a fossil. It just is. It's cool. I really like Yanmega, and he looks like an attack helicopter. However, I will caveat this with one complaint. He should be Bug Dragon because he's a dragonfly. He's bug flying, but I would argue that he should be Bug Dragon. I'm fine with Yanma being bug flying, but I feel that since they gave Yanma a second chance by giving him an evolution in Gen 4, they should have made it Bug Dragon. That would have been a lot cooler typing. I don't even think we have a Bug Dragon yet, because Flygon, despite all of the complaints I have about it, it is not Bug Dragon, it is Dragon Ground. I still like Flygon. I like Flygon a whole heck of a lot. I just wish he was Bug Dragon, because he's a Bug Dragon. He's a Fly Dragon, and Yanmega is a Dragonfly. They should both be Dragon Flying. Or not Dragon Flying, Dragon Bug. But Yanmega is still super cool, and Flygon's still super cute, so we'll give Yanmega a fucking 7.5 out of 10. Now for Eeveelutions. Ooh, haven't seen those since Gen 2. Whoa, crazy. Leafeon is my least favorite Eeveelution by far. I'm sure that's a controversial opinion. I know a lot of people like Leafeon, including a lot of my friends. I don't like Leafeon. It's lettuce fox. That's the only way I can describe it. Lettuce fox. I don't like it. I don't like its head. It's fucking weird looking. It's still an Eeveelution, so on some level I like it, but there's just so many better options in my opinion. We'll give Leafeon a 4. No, that seems unfair. I don't hate it. It's just weird compared to the other ones, so 5. We'll give it a 5. Glaceon, however, on the other end of the spectrum, is my favorite Eeveelution, and I'll give you a hint. Because Ice type, and if you don't remember, Ice type is my favorite. But on top of the fact that it's the Ice type evolution of Eevee, and Ice is my favorite type, it's also super cute, and I want to own one. Own one is weird with the fact that their Pokemon are a little bit more than pets, but I want one to be my friend. I want to have it knocking about in my house. I want it to hang out with me whenever it's in the summer. I want to cuddle it when it's in the summer, and I want to pet its face. It's super cute. I love Glaceon. I love how it's got the little snow booties and the little Shanka hat. It's adorable, and I love everything about it. Glaceon is somehow not in my top 10 because a lot of edgy dark types are in my top 10. So we'll give it, you know what, I'm gonna rate it a 9.1 out of 10. I said it, 9.1, just like Aggron, I think. It was either it was Aggron. Okay, just like Aggron, I'm rating it a 9.1 out of 10, even though it's in my top 20 and not my top 10. Just because I like Glaceon, you get a 9.1. So I think I mentioned that my top 2 favorite Pokemon were both Gen 4 evolutions, and we've already met Weavile. So now we're here at my second favorite Pokemon ever. It's Gliscor, who's super cool. I absolutely love Gliscor. He's a bat, but he's also a scorpion, which are 2 animals I really like. As I mentioned earlier, scorpions are cool. They don't trigger my entoma or arachnophobia, and bats are one of my favorite animals. And this is a scorpion bat, and he's a chompy boy. I love chompy boys. That's why I like alligators so much. All they do is chomp. This is the chompinest scorpion I've ever done seen. I love him. And because he's my second favorite, he gets a 9.9 out of 10. Gliscor's awesome, and he's ground flying. I'm pretty sure he's the only ground flying type. He's the only ground flying type that matters, because fucking Landorus is stupid. Gliscor, shout out for me, because he's ground flying type and isn't Landorus. And also, he's a scorpion. Mamoswine. That's a cool Pokemon. That's really all I can say, though. So, like, 6.2 seems right. Porygon Z. He has seen infinity, and I feel bad every day for this poor soul. However, he has infinite knowledge of Ultra Space, and that drove him fucking insane. And now he's super glitchy, which I find hilarious. He's not as cute as Porygon 2, which is my favorite of the 3, but he's really funny with how glitchy he is. So, remember what I rated Porygon 2? So I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark and rate Porygon Z a 7.1 out of 10. Gallade, my preferred of the 2. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my Gen 3 video. I think Gardevoir is horrifically overrated. Gallade, I find considerably more palatable, I guess would be. Just because he's far less oversaturated as Gardevoir. Gardevoir is fucking everywhere everywhere, and I don't really see the point why. She's okay, I guess. But Gallade is cool. I like his blades. His Mega's cool. He's like got that white knight aesthetic going on, and not the kind that, you know, shouts at a guy for calling a woman something slightly derogatory over Twitter. He's the cool kind of white knight, the kind that like fucking are big holy boys, and they fight for God and justice and whatnot. But Gallade's cool. I like him. We'll give him like a 6.8 out of 10. Provopass is funny, and I find it weird how he blinks. That whole red thing, his hat like comes down, and that's how he blinks, which is kind of weird. Of the Gen 4 evolutions, he's one of the few that I'm not crazy about, so we'll give him like a 6 out of 10. That seems fair. Dusk Noir, however, infinite upgrade over Dusclops. I can't remember if they're a divergent evolution or if you get a Dusk Noir from a Dusclops, but the point is, Dusk Noir is a direct upgrade from Dusclops. Dusk Noir is so freaking cool. I love him. So we'll give him like a... Is he in my top 100? I'm not seeing Dusk Noir in my top 100, which I find a little bit strange. Well, either way, I'm still going to rate him as if he was in my top 100, and we'll give him an 8 out of 10. Frostlass. I like almost all of the Gen 4 evolutions, which is great. And this is largely the reason Gen 4 is my favorite generation. There are so few Pokemon that I genuinely dislike, and all of the Gen 4 evolutions I'm either just not crazy about or I fucking love, being that my two absolute favorite Pokemon are both Gen 4 evolutions, and Frostlass is in my top 20. Really quickly looking at my top 20 and onward, we have, just looking at Gen 4 Pokemon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gen 4 Pokemon, most of which being Gen 4 evolutions, being Frostlass, Mismagius, Gliscor, Weavile. I just really like Gen 4 evolutions. All of them are like hitting it out of the park for me. Even Tangrowth, mind you, he's doing it in a bit different way, just because he makes me laugh, and I find him just endlessly funny. Frostlass is a Pokemon that I really love. Ice Ghost type, such a cool type combo, so cool. Frostlass is sitting at number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Number 15 on my top 100 Pokemon, so we'll give her like an 8.6 out of 10. So wonderful. Rotom, God, I would have rated you so much higher if you just weren't the way you were in Sun and Moon. God, you are the most obnoxious character in Sun and Moon, and that's so unfortunate because you're such a neat Pokemon. Electric Ghost, I think he's the only one, and his whole gimmick of possessing other things to gain a different type. Fucking Mo Rotom is my absolute favorite. He's a lawnmower and he's grass type. I find that hilarious. But I can't give him more than a 6.5 just because he's so fucking obnoxious in Sun and Moon. That game has forever tainted my opinion of Rotom, and it's so unfortunate. And now we move on to the Mythicals and Legendaries. Ooh. I don't think Rotom was considered a mythical on Gen 4. I think he was just another case of Spiritomb where he was just a very unique Pokemon. However, we are into the Mythics and Legendaries now, officially. And we start off with Uxie, my least favorite of the Lake Trio. She's fine. I like all three of the Lake Trio. She's just the one I like the least. So we'll give her a 6. We'll give Mesfrit a 7, and we'll give Azelf an 8. That should be obvious which one is my least favorite, which one is my most favorite. I like Azelf because she's blue. And while Mesfrit is pink, her weird pink dreadlocks things throw me off. And Azelf is a really nice color, really nice shade of blue. So I'm a fan of her specifically. Dialga, Steel Dragon type. A very cool type combo. I'm pretty sure only shared with Duraludon from Gen 8. However, he's really weird looking when you get down to it. Dialga is such a weird looking Pokemon. He's cool, don't get me wrong, but like what is he? He's clearly some sort of dinosaur, but I'm not sure what. And also his like crazy underbite is kind of weird looking. But that's not to say he's not a cool Pokemon and that I don't like him. I quite like Dialga. He's pretty sweet. We'll give him like a 6.8, seems fair. Palkia, my preferred of the two. Space Boy, his Wild Roar of Time has a really cool sounding signature move. Spatial Rend is a way cooler sounding signature move. So I just like Palkia more, so I'll give him a 7.2. Heatran, I never really understood what he was supposed to be. I know he's like lava, and that's why he's fire steel type. He's like molten metal, but I never got what he was. Like, what animal is he supposed to be? Is he even supposed to be an animal? Is he just a golem? I don't really get Heatran, and I always found him kind of weird, so we'll give him like a 5 out of 10. This guy, however, this motherfucker right here, he's not in my top 10, so I'll based on just like where he is in my top 100, because he is in my top 100, he's in the top 30 actually. Based on his spot in my top 100, I will give him a 7.9 out of 10, but for him in lore as the Pokemon that he is, Regigigas gets nothing lower than a 10 out of 10. Regigigas is the coolest legendary because he is the most badass legendary. Not as in he looks the coolest or he looks the most badass. Honestly, I would give that to Origin Form Giratina, who's funnily next. But just in what he is capable of badassery, he is so fucking cool. I'm pretty sure he's the only legendary whose ability is there to purely nerf him because he would be just so fucking unbelievably powerful if his ability wasn't something that nerfed him. Like, imagine if he had an ability that gave him like stab with all punch moves like Strong Jaw. I'm pretty sure there's one that exists for that. It's probably like Iron Fist or something, but I'm not sure of it right now, but I'm pretty sure that ability exists. Imagine if Regigigas had that ability. Oh my fucking god. I cannot overstate how much of an absolute unit Regigigas is. Fucking, he's not my favorite legendary, I don't think. Yeah, that goes to Reshiram, but goddamn, he comes close just because of the unrelenting amount of badassery he exists in. He is so fucking cool, and his signature move is Crush Grip. Hold on, let me pull up the page for Crush Grip just to tell you how fucking nuts this move is. Okay, so Crush Grip is a power. Its power varies from 1 to 121 based on how much HP the target has. So at full health, it is a 121 power normal move that Regigigas gets stabbed with. When you don't have slow start anymore, Crush Grip does not fuck around. If memory serves, on most Pokemon with no slow start active on Regigigas' part, with the stab he gets with Crush Grip when the Pokemon is full health, it is likely going to be an OHKO. And I love that because Crush Grip, its whole description implies that what Regigigas is doing is grabbing you in his giant fucking golem hands and just crushing you with them, because nothing is worth anything to Regigigas. Nothing can hold a candle to Regigigas. No one fucks with Regigigas. And while he is only a, like, whatever score I gave him, like 8.9 out of 10, I think is what I gave him, I have to give him a 10 out of 10 just because how much of a badass he is. Based on where he is in my top 100, I gave him the 8 point something score, but as the Pokemon he is, I don't feel right giving him anything lower than a 10 out of 10. He is so fucking cool, and more people should like Regigigas. Okay, that was a huge tangent talking about Regigigas. Let's go to Giratina. It's Satan. It's the Satan to Arceus' god. He's pretty cool. Ghost Dragon type, only shared with Dragapult, who came fucking 4 generations later. And Origin Form Giratina is my vote for the coolest looking legendary. He's awesome. On top of that, Pokemon Platinum, the post-release version of Diamond and Pearl, was a very good game. It was a very cool game. It really expanded and, like, went in depth about the distortion realm and whatnot. Giratina is a cool legendary. I really like him, but he's not nearly as cool as Regigigas. So we'll give him a 7.2 out of 10. Cresselia. I really like Cresselia. I think she's really neat. She's got a nice to listen to cry. And she's based off of the moon, which I find really neato, because it's like the moon represents the feminine powers and whatnot, and she's I don't know. I just always like Cresselia. She's nice. We'll give her like a 7 out of 10. Fion. there's no reason for it. There's no reason for a Fion to exist. Like, we'll come back to Fion. Let's just go for it to Manaphy real quick. Manaphy's cute. I like her. I like her movie. I can give her. I'll give her like a 6.9 out of 10. But Fion, Manaphy is legendary. Fion is not. Fion isn't even mythical. She is just considered a normal Pokemon. And the only way to get Fion is to breed Manaphy and then hatch the resulting egg. But at that point, Fion cannot evolve. It stays Fion forever. From the moment it hatches out of the egg, it never evolves into Manaphy, despite being the baby stage. And it's not a legendary, it doesn't evolve, and you can only get it by breeding Manaphy. In my opinion, there is absolutely no reason for Fion to exist. Like, not a one. And because there's no reason for Fion to exist, I can only give Fion a 0 out of 10. In my opinion, this Pokemon should not exist. It has no reason to. Manaphy, however, is considerably better. So whatever score I gave it. Darkrai. So I know I said my favorite legendary was Reshiram, but Darkrai. I can't remember if he's legendary or mythic, but I'm just gonna treat the two as the same because the very mythic thing was just a term to differentiate the big bads versus the slightly less big bads of each game. So I'm just gonna treat them as the same. So counting Darkrai as a legendary, if he is a mythical, which I'm pretty sure he's a legendary. He is my favorite legendary because he's the only legendary in my top 10. He's super cool. I liked the movie that he was in, and I like how his whole deal is like bringing terrible nightmares to anyone like he comes into the vicinity of, but he doesn't mean to. He's really misunderstood. He's a lot like Absol. He's entirely misunderstood, and he's not really that bad a dude. And also, he's a Turbo Edgelord, so I love him. So Darkrai being in my top 10, get a, let's see, that's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So he gets a 9.4 out of 10 from me. Shaymin, in specifically the not stupid form, is very cute. She's in my top 100. However, the Sky form is just so stupid. Why does it turn into a dog with wing antlers and just have a fucking shit-eating personality in the movie? God, I hate Sky form Shaymin. It's so stupid. Regular Shaymin, though, is pretty cute. I like regular form Shaymin. We'll give her a 6.9 out of 10. Sky form gets a 1 from me, honestly. It's so stupid. And finally, we come to Archaeos, the god of creation in the Pokemon world. Number 493 in the National Pokedex of 4th Gen. He's really cool. That's all I can really say. He's a cool Pokemon. I really like the idea that he's all types at once. I just wish they really went through with that in the games, even though that would be so fucking crazy to mess with. I like that you can change his type though, with the different plates and whatnot. I just wish they didn't make him mono-normal and they just made him like type Omni or something, where he's every type at once. That would be so much more interesting, and that would be so fitting for the god of creation in the in the Pokemon lore, which in the movie and in the lore, he is every type at once. They just made him mono-normal in the game and switched between types to make it both less complicated and more balanced. But I really wish they went ahead and made him all types at once. That'd be so interesting and cool. But he's not, so we'll give him like we'll give him 7 out of 10. He's perfectly fine. I like him a bit. He's a pretty cool dude. Okay, and that is an hour of recording for specifically Sinnoh. I was expecting to get the next, I was expecting to get the next few generations down today, but I was not expecting to record Sinnoh for a whole hour, and now my voice is dead. So we'll get to Unova. Oh, that'll be fun. We'll get to Unova, and then Kalos, and Alola, and then Galar in the next few videos. I'm gonna take a break for today because I forgot how big of a Generation 4 was, and I also forgot how much I had to say about Regigigas. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't. I have a Patreon if you want to subscribe to it. I'm going to start uploading at some point soon, whenever my GPU gets here. And hang tight, and we'll come back for Generation 5 with Unova. We've got Generations 4, 3, 2, and 1 already in videos. And by the time you're watching this video, the first 3 will already have been uploaded. Pretty sweet. So I'll, in the meantime, I'm going to go just chillax, vibe, and other laid-back things, and I'll see you on the next video.